after your air bath, pretty much, you just want to go ahead now with a microfiber cloth and just and some brake clean go on inside the bores and get them nice and squeaky clean. So I'm trying to find a nice microfiber. Here we go. Got my microfiber. Got some brake clean. So we're just gonna go into each bore and just get it nice and clean, rid of any dirt or anything that might be just hanging around in there. And you can literally feel, you know, if there's any fragments. There shouldn't be any fragments, by the way. Get another microfiber. A little cleaner microfiber. Yeah, so brake clean, microfiber, get it nice and free up the debris. So you're just gonna repeat this step for all 8 of the cylinders, and then we'll just go from there. So pretty much at this point, you should have the block completely clean as far as the bores go. Now I like to, as a preliminary step, I like to install the camshaft first. That way, on these V8s, that way it's a little bit more easier to handle, and I'll show you what I mean compared to installing the crank and everything first, then trying to put the cam in. You know what I mean? That way you don't ding the journals or anything like that. So I'm gonna show you how I do that. So just go ahead and flip the block over. Make sure it's secure. And we'll be doing this upside down. And then here's the cam right here. They came with the kit. It's a stage 2 performance camshaft by Engine Pro was the kit that we went with. Okay, so when installing the cam, first you want to make sure that your cam is already washed. And sometimes you can have some sharp edges on the cam, so it's always a good idea to wash the cam down. Already did that. And here they came with some specs. Off the cam, we'll go over that later. But anyway, this is what it looks like. So ultimately, we're gonna wanna clean it up and get it nice and ready. So just gonna go ahead and get it clean real quick. Just gonna give it some brake parts cleaner, wipe it down with a microfiber, and get it ready. Actually, yeah, just gonna get it ready with some brake parts cleaner. So yeah, let's just go do that. I'll be right back. Okay, cool. So now I got the cam done, got it all clean. So what I did was just threw some brake clean at it, and then I scrubbed it with a microfiber. Another good practice is you could wash it in your sink. You could just wash it with some soapy water and a Scotch-Brite, just to kind of deburr these edges here on the cam lobes, and sometimes it tends to come a little bit sharp from the factory. And then also you do want to make sure that you wash it for real though, because the lube that's on there from the factory is not good for the engine. It's just there to preserve the metal or steel, that it doesn't corrode. So yeah, you want to clean it. Very important. Second step, we're gonna lube this up. Some people use the regular engine oil. I don't like to use engine oil on my builds like that. I like to use this Lucas assembly lube. You want to be generous with it. Here it is right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lube it up and stick it in. So let's do that. So just get some on one side here, just kind of like streak it just like that. Just like that. You see that? Just like that. And just kind of work it all the way around. You want to be super generous with this stuff because you do not want a dry startup. The dry startup will just eat through these. So just make sure you get it all over there. Try not to run your fingers on the journals or the lobes as they are sharp and you will cut yourself. That's for sure. So just be mindful of that. Look at this stuff. It's so sticky. Yeah, I love this stuff. I use this on pretty much all of my applications, whether it be NA or you name it. So look at that. Got a good amount of lube on there. And just lube one side. Make sure all the lobes got this stuff and be very generous. So now we're just gonna walk it in very carefully. Try not to contact any of the lobes with the journal bearings because we're not trying to damage them. And this is what I meant by it being easier to put in this way compared to putting in the crank first and the pistons and everything, because then you wouldn't really have any room to kind of like guide it in like how I'm doing right now. So I'll just leave it right there so I can get the rest of the camshaft lubed up. So we're gonna do that right now. And this is pretty much how I do it. You can everybody has their own methods, but I just feel like this way it's smarter, kind of save time. Oh yeah, I'm using all of this. Yep. And get the distributor gear as well too. I'm just gonna go ahead and whoop. Let me just hold on to that. Don't want it sliding around in there. No. Put it back on the journal here. Yeah, this stuff is so slippery, and it doesn't move. It just stays there. So if you're gonna have the car sitting for a while before you actually start it up, at least you can have the peace of mind of knowing that it's not dry as far as the internal components. They're nice and lubed and ready to go, and you're ready to fire this baby. So just walk it in. I'm gonna put some more lube on it. Even though I did put a pretty good amount, but just for kicks, right? Put a little bit more. A little bit more on there. See, another brand new bottle. I freaking love this stuff. If you don't know, get a bottle. It's pretty much liquid barley. That's all it is. The juice with the sauce. There we go. Put a little bit more on here. Yeah, that should do it. Load up the distributor gear. That way everybody's nice and lubed. Just like that. So yeah, this is a good practice to do before you go ahead and put the rest of the internals in, like the pistons and the crank bearings and whatnot. At least you can guide it in and not have to worry about damaging the journal bearings with two hands. So Let's finish it up here. Being very careful. I'm gonna put it in. Exercise extreme caution. You do not want to damage any one of these bearings in here. Man, this thing's juicy. Nice and juicy. There we go. That's in there. Nice. Yep. And that's how you do it. So next up, I'll just be installing the thrust plate and the rest of the components for the back here. So after we get the cam installed, we're gonna head and just gonna go ahead and throw these bolts in real quick and get this thrust plate. So we're gonna be installing the cam thrust plate right now. And if you pay attention, it only goes a certain way on there. You see these notches here and here. They face the inwards of the cam, so to make sure surface is clean, get some very clean on there. Clean that up real quick. That's the most important thing, is making sure that all surfaces are nice and clean. And I already chased the bolt holes with my thread chaser. So I know that they're Gucci. Cleaned all my bolts as well. We'll run them down. Just like that. That's how it goes. Just bolt it down in there. To run them down with my fingers first, and then use the ratchet to get it down in there. You don't need any type of sealant or anything on this. This is just to hold the cam in place so it doesn't jump out, pretty much. I'll be checking the end play on this. Anyway, this gets 8 to 10 foot-pound torque range. That's pretty much snug. I don't really need to put a torque wrench on it because I know what that feels like. This is an 11mm socket, by the way. That should be good. You're just snugging it. You don't want to snap these bolts. Feel when it goes tight with a little bit of oil on it. Beautiful. Just like that. Just turn it down.
For iPhone, you can download